about what to do with the project in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Once all the information is in the hands of the investors, it's only by you guys organizing yourselves and hiring a lawyer that anybody is even talking to you. Nobody spoke to the investors before they did this. Nobody reached out and said, can we find out who the brokers are and have a meeting? Fisco wants to have a meeting with 8 or 10 noteworthy people to communicate what we're thinking. Tier 1 is in default. Tier 1 doesn't have the proper licensing. Tier 1 has a conflict of interest. This is what we're thinking of doing. We would like to keep you apprised of what the information is. Nobody did that. It is, all of a sudden people got 300 pages. Oh, we've got a receiver acting as trustee. Now, what I think the way that was all worded was to make everybody think that the projects are bankrupt. There's nothing wrong with any of the projects. Raj Singh didn't have the proper credentials. That's why all this happened. And then you read their disclosure and their affidavit and you go, there's way more than this than Tier 1. This is about the government thinking, well, I don't think there's any Fisco anymore after next year anyway. I think they're wanting Fisco from what I've read. So anyway, I think it was heavy-handed. I think it was a knee-jerk reaction to it's swatting flies with a sledgehammer, I mean, but that's just me. If there's wrongdoing and you don't have the proper credentials and you're not supposed to be a mortgage administrator unless you have a license, I get all that, remove them, but there's nothing that anybody needs to fear from pulling the blankets off and having a very hard look at this by a real estate expert who can tell you and your clients whether or not these projects make sense or don't. And in my opinion, I don't think a receiver is set up to do that job. So all I'm saying in CCAA, let us please have an opportunity to have the investors heard through their network of advisors. Let them choose who they want to advise and guide them, who isn't motivated and has a conflict of interest by making millions of dollars by putting them into receivership. Let's let someone make a critical evaluation. I have nothing to fear by throwing the light on every one of our projects. I think when that happens, everybody will agree these are great projects. And all I'm saying is, please don't do anything precipitous. Please don't do anything on Monday and go to court and try to seek control of the projects and put them in receivership. Please don't do that. Let us meet with all of our friends and all of our investors who we don't see ourselves in any different position than the investors. If these projects don't get built, I don't have the ability to put food on the table. That's